A guy I knew in prison just killed himself. What? Dave killed himself? So sad. Disappointed face. Anyway, who is that man next to Dave? My buddy tried calling the suicide hotline but got put on hold for and really left him hanging. I don't get it. How is this a joke? Noise. Setup could be way shorter. This was funny until I realized it was supposed to be a joke. A guy driving a Kia pulls up to a stoplight next to a Rolls Royce. Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon? Does it have turn? It use them. I'm trying to understand why the chauffeur gives a only riffraff drive their own Rolls Royce. Haha, good one. When I saw the windows fogged up part I was expecting the punchline to be your wife. That's all well and good, but do you still have that Rolls Canardly you used to drive back in high school? I think that's joke 32, 33, somewhere in there. Kia, you're home away from home. Fishing trip. A couple is in bed, the phone rings, the woman answers yes. Oh yes, no problem. Enjoy yourself, say hello for me, good night, and puts phone down. The man who called? My husband. He said that he's spending the evening with you. He'll come back smelling of fish anyway. He could tell her he and the boys were fishing up on Brokeback Mountain. Maybe she would be more understanding. Lesson 1: always go through the motions of a lunch. Got it. Edit corrected typo. Fishy trip. Oops. Oh dip. Ouch, take my upvote. When I first started reading I was reminded of Brokeback Mountain only for the punchline to actually be the same. For anyone actually named John Doe, life must be extremely difficult. I knew a John Smith. We used to joke that he was in witness protection. I bet nobody will steal his credit card, lol. Yeah. But death is easy. No chance of being wrongly identified. Always one. Now what's your actual name? I really don't have time for jokers today. Being a real-life John Doe sounds like an ongoing adventure in mix-ups and mistaken identities. Must be a uniquely challenging experience. My last name is Doe, and if I ever have a son or daughter, I am very tempted to name them John or Jane. Hello John. I thought you were dead. Pretty sure John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt has it harder. My boss's name is actually John Smith, and Lord have mercy on your soul if you make any joke about it. He will rain hellfire on you. Major prospective suppliers have lost their contract with us over A. Is that your real name? Joke. Has anyone ever tried to kill you? How'd it go? Yes, a serial killer by the name of Dale Hausner. I was out walking at night when he pulled up on me. I ran into an orange grove before he was able to shoot, and that night he killed a young woman walking to the apartment complex that I lived in. It still doesn't seem real to me, and it could have been me instead of her, and in a way regret that it wasn't me. She was also the last of his victims. My mom pushed me down the stairs when I was 8. She also left me in a wave pool when I was 3 and couldn't swim. She's a psychopath. I was stabbed by an idiot when I refused to give him my wallet. Still here. When I was like 15, a friend loaded a gun and pointed it at me. I talked him down. 10 years later he shoots his roommate in the head. How do you get a farm girl to marry you? Utterly hilarious. My mom was a farm girl, and my dad sold tractors, so I really appreciate this joke. Stop being a cowherd. Show her you know your way around huge tracts of land. Try using humor, but not too corny. Take the cow by the horns. Don't be sheepish. I need explanation. Show her your skill at plowing. Stop having sex with the sheep. I've been playing Harvest Moon since a month and I thought this was a hint. Just shout, hey, you'll be a fool if you start horsing around. Take the bull by the horns. You rubber boots. Don't get her, goat. A hay baler. Either one of you could be tied up in the end. Woozy face. Be bold, you may as well be judged as a sheep as a lamb. I thought she was already married. This joke is 4-H approved. Don't let her know that you only want to milk her ass ETS. Promise her the earth. Set out a broom. Only use earthy language if it slips out. Don't be a wolf in sheep's clothing. I had a date last night. It was perfect. This is raising some questions. Can someone explain this joke to me? I can't figure it out. Currently this the best joke so far. Could that man go away? Orange, you happier now? It was apparently in the palm of your hand. She was a real peach. Sounds plumb crazy to me, partner. I have had no problems picking up dates at the supermarket. Other fruit too. Try our shower orange, don't get too pruny. Man, tomorrow will drive me nuts. That's figging awesome. That joke was bananas. Hope it'll be just fine. Was it with your hand? I'll Pamela the next guy who makes a pun. So the date was 10-10? I saw a crime in an Apple store this afternoon. I'm certain that whoever did the crime will surely FaceTime, smirking face. I bet you didn't see it through their windows. If they catch the guy and he goes to jail, you think they'll put him in iPod? Everything went pear-shaped. Cute. Their prices? Grown. Was he MacBook Ed for his crime? I don't know. I spy with my little eye. I've got my eye on you. Me, myself, I. Were you on iWatch? The eye of the storm. Okay, that's all I got. I just love my iPhone. This shocks me to the core. Take my upvote, you monster. How do I post a joke? I thought I phoned it in, but he gave me some of the haul. Now iPad my wallet. It's sad that we made the most comfortable type of clothes, but we only wear them when we are asleep. Laughs in grocery store people. Welcome to Arizona. Everyone here wears their jammies everywhere. I always think kaftans and jalabis look so comfortable. I wish they were the standard everywhere. When we have pajama day at my work elementary school, I am in such a better mood. It's my favorite. That's what the pajama cartel wants you to think. Joke's on you. I sleep naked. Speak for yourself. I am in pajama pants pretty much all day every day. Work from home. Leaving the house. Just throw some jeans over the top. Boom. I really don't mind seeing them out and about. It's not like you're dropping a transmission or anything. You're getting packaged food off. A is hard enough. Stay comfy. I don't feel comfortable with pajamas on in public. I feel far more comfortable wearing regular pants and a flannel. Kim was so overworked that he had a breakdown and was sent to a mental hospital. This feels less like a joke and more a social commentary on the reality of current working life. Cry. Is this the joke? Or is modern life the joke? Sleep 8 hours a night? Continuously? Cause when I took my last grippy sock vacation, they woke me up constantly to take my vitals. I'm so tired of working. How do I fake a breakdown? It's a catch-22. Is this joke making fun of all of us? Is this a joke? Very good. Pretty sure that's how depressed people think. They periodically get a vacation when they can't cope with work anymore. That's why there are so many disabled individuals with weird mental illnesses that haven't been able to get cured in years. It's a system. I think of Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul. Married couple on their 30th anniversary. Am I getting old for thinking that a couple perhaps in their 50s is too young for the old people hobbies and rocking chairs? The last girl I was with told me, you know, you're actually quite terrible in bed. I said, well, it's not really fair to make a judgment on something that only lasted a minute. Knowing the difference of what? I'm having a stupid moment. She is for the street if she is not using toys. Mid-50s knitting, paper and rocking chairs. Cheating ain't that bad, bro. Till America was almost named America, meaning land of Amerigo, but was changed to the feminine form America, following the naming convention of Asia and Europe. God bless Vespuccialand. Why don't we call it Europa in English? Can we all just start? What would the masculine forms of Asia and Europe be? And Amerigo comes from Amalric, which means king of the Amals, a Gothic tribe. So America could mean land of the king of the Amals, or even better, land of the king of some Goths. America. Amerigo. Amerigu. Ameri haha. No, it's because Murage doesn't roll off the tongue like Murica. Amerigang. Naming conventions are the best. I like to cosplay as Ed, and my wife goes as Sylvia. We have to take so many pictures with people, but if we didn't want to expect that, we should have gone as Kevin and Christina. Parrotland is the one true America. Still, President Johnson LBJ was almost beaten with a tire iron for trying to trick black people into opening a trunk full of snakes. That sounds so on brand for him. Like if you said what president tried to trick black people into opening trunk full of snakes? I would have guessed LBJ within the first 3 tries for sure. Very weird that LBJ was both super racist yet also championed the civil rights movement. Anyone got any links that dig into what was going on there? Lucky for him, the tire iron was in a trunk full of snakes. Way back when I read that LBJ needed a speech coach in order to learn how to pronounce the word Negro without offense. This is Samuel L. Jackson's origin story in the movie Snakes on a Plane. Snakes or just jumbo? It was one snake, not a trunk full of snakes. I'm imagining the president rolling up with dozens of snakes in the trunk. Still, there is a de-extinction task force established in 2014 by the Species Survival Commission whose purpose is to identify suitable animals to bring back that would not harm humans and can thrive. The 3 methods currently employed are cloning, genome engineering, and backbreeding. Thoughtful face. Tyrannosaurus rex. Giant alligators. Saber-toothed tiger. 3 foot long. How far off are we with genome engineering? Whereby we can just take a DNA code, pop it into the floppy drive and edit it like normal software code and boom. There's your little critter born. Current Island 1 tiger species from Mark, Thyla something. Can we add tasty to the criteria? Please bring back the thylacine, that is, if it really is, truly extinct. The hubris of man continues unabated. Till about to Rinku, you modern day turkey. A 3,000-year-old underground city that once housed up to 20,000 people and their livestock. Derinkuyu is believed to have been built around 1,500–800 BC by the Phrygians or Hittites. So glad this bit of history culture still exists, hope we preserve it. Derinkuyu sounds like the weeb way of saying drink in Japanese. My grandparents were Turkish and they believe we have ancestors who lived in this underground city. They were a long line of dairy farmers and had hundreds of cows. The stakes were never lower. This place still ain't got nothing on Black Reach. Makes you wonder if there are still communities who live in similar underground cities who've never seen the light of day. Literally my Minecraft base. Okay, so these folks have been tunnel for a very long time. As an avid Minecraft player, I also keep my livestock underground, so no one can hear the lambs. Till in 1965, the gun that killed Vincent van Gogh was found in a field outside of Aire-sur-Oise, France by a farmer. It had lay where it fell from the artist's hands 75 years before. It went on to sell at auction for $182,000. The Doctor Who Van Gogh episode is one of my favorites of the series. That's a weird collectible to explain to guests. I went to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam a few months ago and from my recollection, he purposely shot himself in the gut as he wanted to suffer, not just commit suicide. He was alive and awake for a few days after. He was his own worst critic. Here's a good video by Wendigoon on the topic. The sadness will last forever. How was it not found with his body? If it had fallen from his own hands, surely it would have been basically on top of him, right? It is exceedingly unlikely that VVG had access to a pistol. That is all. Till that in a survey of 500 law firm workers, over 50 confirmed that legal TV shows had influenced their career choice. 57 of those felt that the TV series that impacted them was a realistic depiction of a legal career. 30 identified Suits as their show, 22 said Law & Order. That is funny because Suits is a con artist show more than a lawyer show. Saul Goodman should be the standard. Gotta wonder if Harvey Birdman inspired anyone. Thoughtful face. I used to watch House MD so I could learn how to be a complete jerk. Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer probably influenced these law firm workers that just don't want to admit it. I wonder how many were influenced by My Cousin Vinny. Read the same thing about the movie Wolf of Wall Street. Enrollment went up significantly for MBAs. Till the best-selling single model year vehicle in American history is the 1965 Chevrolet Impala. 1,074,925 units in 1 year, a record yet to be broken. 200K of those vehicles having the SS package. I would buy one right now. In Thunder Bay, Ontario and probably Minnesota, the car is referred to as a Finnish Cadillac. The nickname was for the frugal local Finnish population. That's pumping to a minute for the entire year. Crazy production. That was our family drive when I was a kid. Butternut yellow, if I recall correctly. Rolling in my 6.4. 65 introduced the 396. But I do feel like the 64s are still the more sought-out vehicle today. From styling differences to obviously a smaller production run. I was conceived in a 65 Impala. I'd get one in Evening Orchid because it was such a rare color. We wanted to give our daughter a Latin name. I suggested Tinnitus. My wife objected. I rang the wife last night after work to say I'd pick up fish and chips on the way home. I was met with a stony silence. Something tells me that she's beginning to regret letting me name the twins. Quasimodo was tortured by one of the guards repeatedly. He used to bash his deformed face into the church bell at every Quasi had his day in court to see his accusers. When the guard was brought in, he denied ever seeing him, but said his face rang a bell. I called the tinnitus hotline, but it just rings and rings. I hear that name around here all the time. It has a certain tintinnabulation that so musically wells. She'd never hear the end of it though. Definitely not a name you hear with high frequency. Isn't a name with us a boy's name? Well, the US ending would be a male name. No, it sounds like Tiny Titties. You really should post this here. What language do Scottish lesbians speak? That's Fanny. They pronounce it Gaelic over there. No joke, they really do. Dude, this is literally the best joke I've heard in ages. I assume they had a Cockney accent. Great joke. You killed it. So that's what a foreign tongue means. Many of them speak multiple languages. They're cunning linguists. Where do Scottish lesbians move when they retire? Dunedin. I thought they spoke in tongues. Crotch? I'm sparring you on. You want chips, Mrs. Lesbianese? Scotch? The Irish speak Gaelic. Are you saying all Scottish lesbians are Irish? Ha ha ha. I can write jokes, it's just not something I'm interested in. Flapanese. Gaelic is an Irish language. Smiley face, smiley face. I LOL'd. Lucky for me, I wasn't sipping water at the time, otherwise I would have done a spit take. Take my upvote. Which TV show has a 10/10 pilot episode? Fargo. Dexter's pilot was fantastic. Prison Break. Lost has a strong is great too. And we never got a second season. So sad. Not sure if it counts because it's a miniseries, but Chernobyl, The X-Files. Just enough doubt misdirection to keep you unsure whether aliens are real until the very end. Great relationship building between Scully and Mulder, and of course the ending, with a cigarette-smoking man hiding away the evidence in what is revealed to be the Pentagon by a closing shot of the emergency exit map on the door. The pilot episode to ER is one of the best things ever put on film. It could be a standalone movie if you don't want to fully jump into the show. Battlestar Galactica 2004. Both the miniseries pilot and the first episode of Season 1, Mr. Robot. But admittedly the show differed greatly from the pilot. Still an awesome show though. Heroes. Would you rather get paid $80,000 a year and not have to work, or $200,000 to work a high-stress 9-to-5? Why? $80,000 and no s what the high-stress 905er is working so hard to do anyway. Retire and live entirely on the passive income from several $1,000,000 they've you can't get the time back. I live on less than $80K while working full-time now, so I get a pay raise and get to stop working. Sign me the fuck up for that. Since I only get $60K a year to work, I would totally take $80K to not work. I believe the majority of people would take the $80K a year. Most people I know don't make anywhere near that. So if it means increasing my yearly pay while reducing my daily work and allowing me the time to do things I actually want to do with my life, there's no reason not to take the 80. You can travel east or west infinitely, but north and south end at some point. North and south poles are the axis of Earth's rotation, no? As such, they have to be defined. In contrast, there are no longitudinal locus points other than date timelines. So there are no points of absolute east or west. Good shower thought for a change. Wow, blown away by this perspective, mind-bending stuff. I knew it. Earth is a donut. I remember realizing this while watching the Polar Express. There's a compass which points south in all directions. I remember realizing that you could never have one of those for east or west. No way. I visit the East Pole regularly. Welcome to Manifold and Charts, the mathematical ones, not the geography ones. It would feel like an endless treadmill. What will be real fun is when the magnetic field flips and north becomes south. Does this make west become east? The Earth is flat, so there is an end point.